Hi friends, it's Mrs. Lopez here. Today is Thursday and I am going to be working with you guys on just a quick little writing thing today. That way you guys have it since your next packets will be starting on Monday. And so today we are going to be working on starting a new story. Now today is kind of fun because it's any story you want. It can be a narrative, which means it's something that happened to you. It can be a how-to book, which means it's something that you can teach someone how to do. Or it could be an all-about book, which means you're teaching someone about something. Today, I'm going to write a narrative, which means it is something that happened to me. And so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my paper. You can use any paper. I know that you guys don't have paper provided for this in your packet because we're kind of in this weird period. I just grabbed computer paper to show you guys. I also have lined paper here, but I decided that computer paper would probably be the easiest to show you guys what you could do. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my pen or pencil and I'm going to draw a line across the top, just like that. That way I have a spot for my picture, and then down here I'm going to draw some lines, and I'll do 3 lines, and that tells me I have a spot for my words. So I know I'm going to use 3 papers for my story today, so I'm going to do that on all 3 papers, like so. And then I'm going to do it on my last one. And while I'm doing this, I need to think to myself, what do I want to write about today? And I have to use private reasoning time and think, what do I want to write about today? I know that I want it to be something that happened to me. And you know what? I think I am going to write about us working outside and my niece is working on the garden while Austin and I were playing in the grass, and then she ended up falling asleep in the grass. And so I'm going to start on my first page, and today all we're working on is our pictures of our story. And so I'm going to do my first page and I am going to draw our pathway. And remember, your picture does not have to be perfect because it's not art time, it's writing time. And then in the pathway, or next to the pathway, is we put a blanket out for Austin and I. And for those of you who don't know, Austin is my baby daughter. Remember, I was gone for a little bit, and it was because I got to spend some time with her. And then on this side is our garden, and so I'm going to show my bricks for that. And then and again, is it okay if your picture isn't perfect? Absolutely. It is absolutely okay if your picture does not turn out exactly like you want it to. To be honest, Mrs. Lopez struggles with drawing sometimes. Does that mean I should just give up? Absolutely not. Okay. So here are, and then in my pathway, I have some some pavers, like stepping stones, and then a bunch of gravel. So when I color my picture, I'll color my pathway gray to show that that's gravel. And so I'm already thinking ahead to that. And so you'll see, okay, so here's a blanket, here's a pathway, here's the garden, and I'm gonna put my nieces in the garden. And then, see how I'm taking a long time on my picture? Because your picture needs to have a lot of detail, but I'm not taking so long that I don't have any time to do anything else. So there's one niece, and then my other niece is right here. And again, do the best you can do. And then you're going to we'll be labeling our pictures. And so you can tell your reader what they're doing, what the people in your picture are doing, or the animals, or anything like that. Okay, there's my two nieces, and one of them is going to be holding a shovel. Perfect. So I have my nieces. Now what's super important for me to do is I need to label my picture, which means I need to draw an arrow to everything. So this one is Ellie. This one is Emily. I'm going to label these for bricks. I'm going to label this for pathway. I'm going to label these stepping stones. I'm going to label this blanket. And then I'm going to put some grass. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter in the background. She's getting a little fussy right now. But she's with my nieces as they're watching Frozen 2, because that's like her favorite movie right now. So then I'm going to label grass. And then there's just one thing that I'm missing. Well, I guess two things. So you see how I labeled my pictures. Am I working on my words yet? No. I'm not working on my words yet. I'm just working on my words up here, my labeling the picture. I'm not working on my sentences quite yet. Okay? So next, I need to, who am I missing on the blanket? Yeah, I'm missing me and Austin. So on the blanket, I'm going to draw me sitting with Austin. And she's not quite asleep yet. And so I don't want to draw her asleep yet. And I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. And of course I'm smiling because it's a sunny day. Okay, so I drew myself sitting crisscross applesauce, which means now I need to label this picture. So who is that? Yeah, it's me. So I'm going to write E. Now who's missing? Good, Austin. So Austin was playing in her jumper, which she loves, by the way. She loves being able to stand up and bounce around, which is so fun for her. So she was in her jumper, and I will draw her facing me. And she doesn't have a lot of hair yet because she's just a baby. So she doesn't have a lot of hair yet. And she's in her jumper. And I'll draw her legs coming out of the bottom of the jumper. So I'm thinking about the details. Thinking about the details in my head as I'm drawing them. Because I don't want to forget anything, right? You don't want to forget pieces of your story. So you really need to be thinking about how does the different parts look, what were you doing, who was there, all of those little pieces, right? Just like we talk about all the time. I know in my class, and I know for a fact in the other classes, we talk about details a lot. And so thinking about who was there, where you were, and what was happening while you're doing it, and then even before you're doing it. So before and during. So now I'm going to draw this. I need to label it jumper. Jumper. And then I'm going to label Austin Austin, so that the reader knows who is who and what they're doing. And so here's my picture. Wow, that's a lot of detail. What I want you to make sure you're doing when you have yours is that you're adding a lot of detail too. So I have my first page. Now I'm going to go to my second page. So first, we were all in the front yard. The girls were working on the garden, and Austin and I were playing on the blanket. Now I'm going to go to my next page, and I'm not going to show you guys drawing on the next page because I want you guys to get to work. But when you're done with all your pictures, think about how many pages you need and then work on just your pictures. Make sure you're labeling your pictures. So sound out your words and label your pictures, right? Once you've done that, you're going to stop. And then tomorrow, come back on Friday, and we're going to start practicing our words, okay? And we'll have some reminders on how we can best do our words on a page, all right? So I'm going to keep working on this, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.